Welcome to Crypto Street TV. It's your boy Charles, and today I have with me Barrister Folabi and Frank. It's good to have you guys.
Thank you for having us.
Okay, today we'll be talking about smart contract versus lawyer. For those who don't know what a smart contract is, a smart contract is a virtual agreement between two parties that can be traced back to back. So we'll dig deep into this smart contract versus lawyer. So since we have a Barrister Folabi here, Barrister Folabi, can you tell us more about the difference between a smart contract and a lawyer?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Charles, for having us.
You're welcome.
Like you earlier said, my name is Barrister Folabi. I'm a lawyer with different specialties: IP, intellectual property, real estate, ICT, etc. So going forward, two basic distinctions. Like he said, pulling from his definition, a smart contract is a virtual agreement that can be traced back to back, i.e., it would mean entering into an agreement with another party online over the internet without necessarily signing such agreements in person or meeting the doer or the drafter of the agreement. So a contract as it is a contract, i.e. an agreement. A lawyer is a human being, a physical person who, by under Nigerian law, who has been qualified to practice in courts, to draft agreements, to solicit, etc. So going forward, perhaps we should now elaborate in the compound term under our laws in Nigeria, the difference between a lawyer and a barrister. So as it were, under the Legal Practitioners Act, the laws that guide lawyers, 5 years in university qualifies you to go to Nigerian law school. After the 1 year in the law school, you can now have other sundry practices like company law, e.g., register companies, corporate affairs commission, do probate things, conveyancing, which will be to be able to draft agreements for land, and other sundry practices of law, like going to represent parties in courts. However, a lawyer who has undergone the mandatory 5 years university training in law in Nigeria, but has not gone to the Nigerian law school, can only do one thing, which would be to be a lecturer to teach law in a university or sundry other educational institutions like polytechnics that offer diplomas in law. He cannot solicit or go to CAC or do conveyancing on land or go to probate departments of high courts to draft wills. So going forward, of course, under our laws, we cannot, as it were today, being a developing country, we cannot do away with lawyers for now, because I do not see how smart contracts will replace lawyers. The physical presence of a lawyer in the scheme of things is inevitable, as it were. So I think we'll get to that. Let me also yield the floor to Mr. Charles before I jump the gun.
Okay, why don't we give Frank a chance to detail us? I think that was real good explanation and a differentiation on this both the smart contract and the lawyer. Frank, can you give us a little deep? Can you go deep for the
right.
fans on a smart contract? What smart contract is?
Well, simply put, though the issue of smart contract and lawyer may not be applicable to every part of the world because of, like what barristers rightly said, but we are moving. Smart contract is just still new, it's still developing, we are still evolving.
Yes.
But of a truth, a smart contract, as far as I'm concerned, I prefer smart contract because you cannot manipulate it.
Yes.
Because a lawyer can be bribed sometimes. We have seen such things happening
right.
all around the world. A lawyer can make mistake. There are people that be sentenced to prison years, after some time they said, oh, he's not the person. Now, a smart contract, once that contract is programmed into the blockchain and you put some parameters, some conditions, once those conditions are met, for example, it will execute on its own. You can't compromise it. 1 million years from now, it's still there. So, like, there are many countries already, they are pushing to smart contracts. But the issue is, like in developing world, you can't use that for now. Okay? So, it's not, that's what I'm saying, it may not be applicable to every region, but some regions are already, some countries are already using that to execute some of their projects and businesses and all that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, so we're back. So we'll be talking further into how smart contract works. So we've known what a smart contract is, and we've also versus it versus a lawyer. So right now we'll be going deep into smart contract and how it works. For me, for my own knowledge of smart contract, they are embedded contract embedded in codes when it comes to the blockchain technology. So more on the smart contract. Smart contract, it's more of a digital contract of a, compared to a paper contract. Like when you're having a paper contract, the smart contract is a digital part of that of it. So the difference is just the smart contract, it's embedded in codes. They are embedded in codes. That's just the difference, and that's the way it works because due to those codes they are embedded in, that's the security of the smart contract due to those codes that are embedded in. So it works in those codes. So I don't know if Frank or Barrister Falabi have more to talk about the smart contract or how it works. If you guys have anything to say into it.
Okay, just to add to what you're saying, smart contract, it runs on the blockchain,
Yes.
and the blockchain is a technology that you cannot actually change once a code is added. So once a smart contract is created on the blockchain, and there are three things that smart contract runs on: if, when, and then. So when these three things are met, for example, you can create a smart contract that, okay, I have a transaction with you. As soon as the transaction is confirmed, then the goods will be released to you. So the smart contract can do such a thing to you. So then smart contract can be programmed to anything. I know some country right now, they are using smart contract to as like this kind of C of O and all that. Is written on a smart contract. So you cannot sell one land to two or three people because it's already written in the blockchain. So any day, any time you enter it, once you have the hashtag, you can check it anytime and nobody can alter it. Okay, so there's a lot of things around it. Once it's programmed, it cannot be changed. Okay, even the two people that agreed on such certain thing and they program it, they cannot come back and say, no, we don't want it again. The only thing they can do is to enter into another agreement by written another smart contract. Yeah,
That's fine. I believe Mr. Charles and Frank has covered the field about that. I would not really have much to say to embellish that sort of thing. However, let me just quickly say, in terms of the fact of our legal system in Nigeria, to a large extent, you know, what would be my concern would be the enforceability of a smart contract. Enforceability would be, say, for instance, if two parties agree to be guided by a smart contract, two parties enter into a smart contract virtually to do business. In the event that one party defaults, would such be enforceable in the court of law? You know, it will depend on whether that contract is legal because illegality cannot be enforced in court. That is number one. Then, of course, two, if such an agreement does not fall under the parameter and the ambit of our laws, then, of course, you know, you would not be enforced. But generally, you know, if that contract has terms that are legal and not illegal, it can be enforced in court because the general rule of law is that even oral agreements are enforceable if there is one or two witnesses to such oral agreements. But then, of course, oral agreements can be revoked if a document is drafted to revoke such oral agreements. You know, then of course, smart contract, yes, if you have evidence, if you can prove that both parties, of course, entered in such agreement, and of course, like you said, the blockchain, the tracing can be done, the tracking can be done. To that extent, yes, it can be enforced in our courts of law in Nigeria as long as those contracts are not illegal. Then going forward again, a new field would be in terms of resolution of disputes. What I mean resolution of disputes, like alternative dispute resolution outside the court of law, what we call ADR. ADR will be where two parties choose a neutral arbitrator, someone who is qualified as a mediator and arbitrator, to settle their matter out of court because of the cost of litigation and the long time of court processes that can take years for the case to be admitted. So in Europe and in America, they've introduced what is called online dispute resolution, whereby you can just, the two parties don't even have to see face to face. They can meet on a platform via, even if it's Google Meeting
That's a smart
or
contract.
Zoom. Yeah. So you can, you know, since the contract has been appended by both of you,
Yes.
if you want to enforce it or if there's a dispute that arises, you can appoint a neutral arbitrator because the contract, of course, will have clauses as to enforceability. So you can appoint a neutral arbitrator, and all of you can sit at a forum, either physically or online, and look at how to resolve any dispute that arises from a smart contract virtually. So yes, this, you know, happening in the first world countries, quote unquote, US, Europe. We are still, when I say second or third world, developing countries, and we're trying to catch up with them, But I think, by and large, the discussion is wide. It's not
That's right.
something we can
That's
finish
right.
today,
That's right.
but in the attempt to enlighten the public and the followers of this YouTube channel, I believe that for now, we've spoken about the elementary basics, and hope we've been able to educate and enlighten those watching.
That's right. So
Thank you.
with that, we can say for viewers who don't know what a smart contract is, at least they have an idea and also know how the smart contract works. We also appreciate Nick Szabo, the American scientist who proposed smart contract operations in 1994. So we'll be discussing further if the smart contracts will be replacing lawyers in the future. So Barrister Folabi, I don't think to my own self, I think the smart contract will be replacing the lawyers in the time in the future.
Are you talking generally or in Nigeria?
Generally, the smart contracts will be replacing the lawyers because there are proofs. They are back-to-back proof.
In Nigeria, not in our lifetime.
Okay, you think it's not going to happen in Nigeria?
Because if, for example, you want to do a will for your next of kin to inherit you,
Yes.
under our laws, as it were, it has to be a lawyer, a barrister, and solicitor of the Supreme Court that has to draft that and take it to the probate department. So a probate is basically the department of every high court in every state, where when you do a will, you deposit that copy with the high courts,
Okay.
and they don't release it to the next of kin until you die. The reason it's in the custody of the high court is to prove that it is authentic and it is not fake, that the lawyer did not forge it. So probate, for instance, under our conveyancing laws, the Wills Act, etc., as it stands today, it is only a lawyer that can draft a will, and for the will to be enforceable, he has to deposit it with probate. I don't see how any online virtual contract or how robots will replace that.
I'm sorry to cut you off. Can I
No.
cut you off from that point? Because what I'm saying is because there has been a lot of corruption in the system. So
Every
that's my
system is
own view.
corrupt.
Yes, that's my own view of smart contracts taking over
Every
the
system.
over lawyers in the future.
Every system is corrupt.
Even if it doesn't happen 100%, I would say it will happen 90%. Smart contract will be in charge, and lawyer will be 10%.
Okay, let me give us another example. For now, in Nigeria,
Yes.
we operate in the country as a whole. We operate a penal code and a criminal code. When I'm saying this is because our structure of laws for Nigeria, the north and south, though the laws are similar, but there are specific exceptions to both. So, for example, the north that practices some area penal code and Sharia law, I do not see where there are dictates of how celebration of marriage, what we call marriages, basically. We lawyers call it celebration of marriage. I do not see how smart contracts will replace celebration of marriages in the north. A marriage is even a contract.
Yes.
There are places in the US where, for example, in Las Vegas, you can just go to a court registry in Las Vegas, you fill out a marriage contract, a form, you email it to your partner, the person fills it out. An attorney in both states can sign, or even a witness at both ends can append their signature. The person that conducts marriages in some states in America must not be a reverend. He must just be qualified to have some requirements under the law to witness a marriage or conduct a marriage. So abroad, marriages are even conducted without both parties even being present. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You can be in America and marry somebody in Nigeria. That's by mere transfer of documents
Documentation.
gotten from some specific marriage registries in those countries. But in Nigeria, the contract of marriage, whether you're a Muslim or you're a Christian, the Muslim can do the nikah in the mosque, but he can also go to a marriage registry and say the commissioner of oath there should fill out a marriage form and join him and his wife. Do you understand? In the next 100 years, I do not see how Nigeria is going to dispose of celebration of marriage and take it out from under the marriage registry. We cannot use smart contracts to marry in Nigeria as at today. I don't see that happening in the next 40 or 50 years. Hence, I said in our lifetime. Now, aside maybe Lagos or Abuja, let me take it to the area of conveyance. When I'm saying conveyance, I'm saying land transactions, acquisition of land from government, acquisition of land from a third party, etc. I recall you had said that in some countries, you just go to the land registry, fill out a form, you do your payments. You can even pay, do a transfer to the land registry. In the US, there are several, as I speak, I've been trying to even acquire property in the US, go to certain websites authenticated by governments. They'll send you forms to fill, you fill it, and you give you a payment structure so that they'll just check that you're not using that for the platform to launder money. You don't even need to see the land, they'll just tell you the location and they'll send you the land documents. Like you rightly said, there's a contract between you and the government of that certain country to acquire land. In Nigeria, apart from maybe Aegis or Lagos states that have the satellite geographic information systems, wherein you can enter a certain land coordinates or GPS and the land document will pop up on the system. I don't see how, we have 36 states. It's only Abuja and Lagos that have proper databases for land, wherein you just punch in the plot number or the GPS, the coordinates of the land, and it shows you the document and you can authenticate it. Where you still need physical inspection of lands, where you still need to go to land registries. Even in Abuja, despite the fact that we have a coordinated system of ages, there are still matters in court every day being litigated where 2 or 3 people lay claim to the same plot of land.
I think that is where the smart contract comes in.
If we want to use that argument, perhaps we can say that, not that it is even human beings that will still draft smart contracts.
Now,
like, do you agree with me?
Yes, it's human being. Okay.
And note that you must still run a smart contract.
The way it is, once you enter the plot number and it's coded in the blockchain, nobody can use that same plot number to create another smart contract for the same land.
The bone of contention still remains this: if the smart contract is going to take over the lawyers. For me, I still insist, because with the level of things that are going on, with the level of disbeliefs from people and trust from people, I think people will go into the smart contract than relying on lawyers. I'm not ruling lawyers out entirely, but I would say that people would believe more. People will go towards the way of smart contract more. We'll have more percentage of people in smart contract than lawyers.
That there's a default on part of any of the parties. How do you enforce it?
In the what?
If I enter a smart contract with you,
yes.
How do you enforce it if I default?
If you default, depending the default, now if we have an issue,
I take the money and do not send you your goods.
The thing is, that's why I said a smart contract runs in 3 things: if, when, and then.
Yes.
These 3 conditions must be accomplished. Okay, I want to sell a land to you.
Yes.
Then the smart contract, we build it a way that once, this is how the smart contract runs. I don't need to check if the money has entered my account. What the smart contract will do, smart contract check the confirmation of the payment. Once it's confirmed, that deed is transferred automatically to you without interference of anybody. But as long as the money has not dropped, the smart contract will not do anything. Execute. Because that's how it's programmed.
Contract will not be executed.
Yes. Do you understand it now? Then 2, I will say lawyers will not completely be replaced. But just like already right now, the AI, the smart contract is simply AI.
Yes.
A lot of things are happening. I think I don't know if it's true. In UK, they brought in some robots. What is their work? Is to serve tea, like all these coffee shops. That is their work, is to serve tea. I think the other day I was watching a complete.
Even in Japan,
It's happening already.
Yes.
Now
Yes.
there's a place of, there will always be a place of a lawyer. And then let's bring it home here. The people that makes this law, what you should understand. Personally, I would prefer anything I'm doing to be written on a smart contract. But right now, in developing countries, for example, the people that makes the law, that will enforce this thing, one, they are not ready. For example, do you know we can use a smart contract to run our election? Nobody will be cheated. They know, but they will never enforce it yet. I didn't get what I'm saying. A smart contract can be written on our elections. As you are casting your vote, it will be broadcast on the network. Everybody will know. Nobody will go and thumbprint anything.
Yes.
It's yes. You understand?
So,
but why I buy into what you said, because the people that are running the affairs of the country, they don't even believe in this thing. Thank you. They don't believe in it. So enforcing it here will be very difficult. That's why I believe what you said. Maybe 100 years from now,
not in our lifetime.
Not in our lifetime, because the people who are running the system,
in the lifetime of your
the people that are okay. Just look at right now. I think we said something the other time. I said, if this idea is from the government, it's easy to go through.
Yes.
Are you get what I'm saying?
Yes.
As long as this idea is from the streets, it's not going to be easy. That is the truth.
Are we on the streets?
What I mean the street is not the government stuff.
From the masses.
From the masses. When I mean street, I mean the masses.
Yes.
You understand me?
But we're also on the streets.
Yes.
So we should protest and buy placards and protest that government.
You understand? So they will not implement it immediately. Even some developed countries, they are not even running on the smart contract yet.
So I was saying
it's going to take time.
I was saying to Charles a few days ago that El Salvador is actually a third world country. They're not better than Nigeria.
Yeah.
But they have adopted crypto as a modus operandi for payments.
Yeah.
As a legal tender. So that's forward thinking.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So that goes back to what you say, political will. Will of government to advance, to push the country, to evolve. Do you understand? This thing you said about people voting. In the US, even if you are not in the US, if you're a citizen, you can vote in elections. If you are not in the US, you send your vote by post or you go to the embassy to vote. That's why even their soldiers, when they are military carriers at sea, on ships, they can vote. With citizens in other countries, they can vote. This was part of the vote of.
But that vote is not broadcast on the blockchain network.
But they have a system.
You know why? Because if it's on the blockchain network, one thing I know, it cannot be manipulated.
No,
for example, if I send it runs like the cryptocurrency.
Yes.
If I send a cryptocurrency to you, every human being on earth, if you have the hashtag, I can check it.
Yes.
The location that crypto moved from.
That's right.
I can check it. So that one they are doing is different than what we are really talking here.
No, yes.
It's not on the blockchain yet.
Yes.
It is not yet. I know. But
you understand?
In terms of political will, in terms of
yes.
They're not
of course, you know how things works here. If I know this thing is going to work against me, I will not want to implement it if I'm in charge.
Okay, guys.
Do you understand?
So with these few points of mine, if I would speak like when we're still in secondary school, with these few points of mine, I hope I convince you and not confuse you guys that a smart contract would take over lawyers in the future. With these few points of mine, I hope. Frank, I don't know if you have anything to say. Mr. Falabi, yes, we're not being
come again, please. Come again, please. This whether it will take over something.
Yes, I said with these few points of mine, I hope I've been able to convince you guys and also convince our viewers that smart contracts will take over lawyers in the future.
Your viewers have internet.
I will disagree with that because smart contract cannot 100% take over, replace lawyers.
Let me even say this to you.
I don't think so.
Even in 100 years' time,
I don't think so.
The sentimentality of the average African and the average Nigerian, he would prefer that he's seeing a lawyer like this physically.
Me, I don't prefer that.
Can we talk in general? Can we make this, have these discussions in general?
Yes,
Let's not be precise on Nigerian alone or
Okay.
Africa
Of course,
alone,
Africa.
because this technology is not just limited to the West. You understand?
You know-
We are
you know-
also having
you know-
them
Yes,
here, just
it's
the way
here.
we're seeing
I know.
cryptos also here.
But you know,
So
you
when
know,
we are buying these things, because today, in today's world, you understand, when you look at the crypto world, I think the number one largest crypto owners are India. I think Nigeria falls within the numbers of 1 to 5. Nigeria should be among the 5th country or 6th country among the crypto countries. So when smart contracts are being initiated in the future,
Yes.
we can ourselves have people who will be involved in this technology. And we are already also into it already, because we have a lot of Nigerians who are participating in AI and other crypto currencies and other things that concerns this type of technology.
I think we're on the same page.
Yes.
The truth is this, like I always said, the implementation of smart contracts, for example, if it has to be a legal thing in Nigeria now, or Africa at large, you see, the system we run here is not going to permit it like that, even though we agreed. Do you understand me? Just like this thing is just like cryptocurrency.
Yes.
Most Nigerians love cryptocurrency, but is it pushing up there? No.
can I ask both of you?
Yes, go
Yeah,
ahead.
ask.
Charles,
Yes.
I'm sure you know the guy they call Sam Bankman-Fried.
Yeah, Sam
know
Bankman, the owner of FTX.
You know that he has stolen billions of dollars
Yes.
of people's money.
Yes.
He bought islands in Puerto
Bahamas.
Rico, Bahamas, different places. St. Bartholomew's in the
Yes.
Caribbean.
Mhm.
He owns numerous private jets.
Yes.
You are aware that he's in the custody of the FBI.
Yes.
Yes,
Can I take you from
I
there?
just want to say one thing.
Okay, go
Okay.
ahead.
I hope you are aware Sam Bankman-Fried was saying a few years ago that smart contracts will replace lawyers.
Okay.
Are
Yes.
you not aware that now it's lawyers that are trying to keep him from jail?
Okay. Now, can I
I'm just asking the question.
Yes. Can I answer
you
your
aware?
question?
Are you aware?
Can I answer your
If
question?
we were-
He has a lawyer.
Is
I've
it-
been
is it-
following
is it-
this
Lawyers.
He has lawyers.
By
I've been
Safolabi,
following
because
this
can I
story.
answer
the
your
billions of
question?
dollars
Do I have
that
a
he has
chance to
swallowed.
answer your question?
And that's when they arrested him in April. They
The-
said, "How did you spend over $13 billion?"
I think-
he said, "What is the meaning?" He said, "There's $100,000 in one place. There's $300,000 in one place."
I
When they were
follow.
interrogating him,
Yeah.
if the lawyer came and said FBI should let the guy plead some amendments of American Constitution, you have the right to remain silent. That they are intimidating his client. You should not talk. You should not
But
talk.
Safolabi, let me
But this story you are saying,
let me can I quickly
I
answer
will
your
not talk
question?
again at this forum,
Can I-
at this table. I will use the front to both of you.
Can I quickly answer your question?
Because I can see that your sentiments
Can I
No,
quickly-
it's not about
Can I quickly
sentiment.
answer? That's why.
smart contracts and crypto are eating deep into you.
That's why I want to answer your question.
Free. Over not be $2, not be $3 billion.
Okay, I
That's
know.
what- that's what-
Lawyers are
Yeah,
fighting
that's
That's why I need
story.
to answer your question.
to save him from prison.
That's
We
why I
are
need
following
to.
the story.
What they do for him, whereby he will try and repay all these monies. They are trying to track what he has bought with those monies, whether he hit some. They
Okay,
track some properties
okay.
on some
That's why I need to.
Okay.
That's why I need to answer his question.
Guy,
You know why I need to answer your
was
question?
saying that
Because
smart
okay, allow
contracts
him-
will replace lawyers.
Allow him to answer first.
Lawyers were nobody.
we are saying.
Why we need
No,
us now? When
nobody
making
says
nobody?
so.
He
Nobody.
said, Google it now. Google it
Wait,
free.
what I'm saying, I'm
Sam
never.
Bankman-Fried.
You know, if you watch my statement
People
carefully,
were saying that. Some people were saying that. Sam
but
Bankman-Fried-
even this,
there was this lawyer that came out and said, this guy, that he suspected the guy before Sam Bankman-Fried collapsed. The lawyer.
no,
was
I think what he
his
said,
ways.
his
Ways are not our
what
ways.
he said is
Now-
not wrong.
Now this is it. Now,
But what?
huh?
What he said,
Why
that's
does
No,
why
no,
he
no,
need lawyer? Why
can-
does he need
can
a
I-
lawyer?
Can I say
Why
that?
does he need
Okay.
a lawyer to defend him?
because
Definitely
that is
needs
what
a
is
lawyer to
applicable
defend
right
him.
now.
You understand?
It's applicable
By
everywhere.
Safolabi, you know, for the fact we're saying smart contracts are going to replace lawyers.
I'm not
in the
angry
future.
at saying
You
it
understand?
too.
We are not. No, come on.
I'm
We're
not
not.
upset.
We're not going to
I'm
say.
just telling you.
I'm not saying we're not overruling fraud.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah,
We're not. Yes, we're not overruling scam. We're not overruling fraud. You understand?
Good.
The fact we say they are going to take over lawyers in the future,
It's not
we
possible.
are not overruling, because when I gave my own instances, you understand,
Yeah.
I said people would, if they are
I should give you another
100%
example
out
of
of
how
on a
smart
scale of 1 to
contracts are
10,
I should
you
call
understand,
names.
7
Or I should keep quiet.
7 would go for smart contracts and
So-
3 will go for lawyers.
Where?
That's in the future,
In America.
general,
No.
Worldwide.
It's not true.
worldwide. You
Where?
understand?
Which
That's
America?
why.
Okay,
That's why
what
I
is
gave
your
my
second
analysis
question?
on that
Where?
point. So I don't know if that answers
No,
the question.
no. I've yielded. I will not talk again.
Okay,
Time will tell.
okay.
You know when they say time will tell?
Yeah, time will tell.
Yeah.
Do you know why? Just
Time
like
will
we are
tell.
discussing right
Yes.
now.
Yes.
For example, for smart contract to be legal in this country, we
Yes.
need the lawyers or the barristers.
Yes.
Are you just realizing this?
Wait, I'm coming. They are like the door
Go on.
to let this thing
You are
in.
saying two things
I'm
from the two sides of your mouth.
No,
You
no,
for
no,
and
no.
against.
No, wait.
Or you are just
I never
objective.
said against or for. I said smart contract cannot fully represent or replace lawyers. That's what I said.
Him is saying smart contracts
We
will
replace,
I'm
but I
saying
said
smart
I now
contract
said
will
Sam
replace
like my
lawyers.
friend. He now said we're not reading out from.
Yes.
Wait, I'm coming.
I'm
I
standing
said
on my
it
words.
cannot fully replace lawyers because, for example, if smart contract can be a legal thing today in this country,
Yes.
lawyers will be needed to approve whatever.
But you're just aware of this.
No. I know that's why I first said
Go on.
lawyer can
Go on.
see. I'm not
Go
just
on.
aware.
I'm sorry.
I'm not just
I will
aware.
not
I
interrupt
know.
you.
I know.
I'll not without
No, I know.
Yes.
I know. That's if you check my statement, I said something
Yes.
that for like back home here,
Yes.
if a smart contract is going to be legal stuff,
Yes.
one, the people who are in the affairs of the country,
Yes.
if some of them don't even understand it.
True.
They don't know what smart contract
I wanted
really
to say
is.
something before you say this.
Yes, some of them don't even understand what smart contract. If you bring such thing to their table,
Yes.
they will not understand anything.
Okay. Can I ask you a question?
Do you understand me?
Can I ask you a
Some.
question?
I'm not saying all. Some of
Can I
them.
ask you a question?
Okay, ask me.
Even Uncle Charles.
Yes, go ahead.
Are you aware that it was either early this year or late last year? The Financial Regulations Committee of the US
Yes.
that
Yes.
regulates
SEC.
that
SEC.
regulates stocks, and lately also they've expanded their laws and regulations to govern crypto.
Mhm.
There are rules and regulations for you to register a cryptocurrency, for you to push it, for you to even bring somebody that is worthy to be the ambassador. There are certain regulations, step-by-step regulations.
Mhm.
Are you aware that Kim Kardashian was pushing a certain cryptocurrency for somebody recently?
Yes.
Are you aware that she was fined by that?
Because the
almost
the
$1
project
million?
failed. Yes.
Are you aware
yeah.
that people took her to court? That's because she is a role model they look up to. They invested in that coin and they almost lost out.
Yes.
That's why.
Almost $1 million.
That's why I said
she
we
paid
cannot
that $1
overrule
million,
fraud.
and the FBI started investigating her. It took lawyers, several lawyers,
We are not
to save her from
removing.
going to jail.
We are not removing that.
He said he has removed the lawyer factor.
Me, I'm
But
removing
yeah,
the lawyer.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
removing the
yeah,
lawyer
yeah,
factor for the
now.
future. For the future. I'm
You
removing.
You say for
Yes,
the
I'm
future, not
for the
now.
future.
Kim
I'm
Kardashian,
removing the
that's-
lawyer
No,
factor for the
that is
future.
now.
So that's why I stand on my
But
words.
you know, you
No, but there are some things that
don't
we
want me to
think.
talk. The both of you don't want me to talk.
Wait, there are
have
some
been
things
talking.
that we
You
thought
have been
was
talking.
impossible before.
You thought.
Yeah, for example, when computer was
For the
introduced,
sake of this
people
forum,
thought
for the
like
sake of this
old
forum,
guys that have
let me just
typewriters.
advise the both
They
of you.
thought
As of
typewriter
law,
will never be out of space.
do not ever, out of law for both of you, do not ever rule out the necessity and the indispensability. You know the way oxygen is indispensable.
You know this thing.
For the
The day you
future.
say a lawyer is not necessary, you will go to jail.
For
And
the
there will be
future.
nobody to save.
Nobody
For the
is
future.
I'm
saving.
advising you,
For the future.
never ever
For the future.
forget that we're arguing here. I love
Since,
you both.
yes, since
Your
it's
lives.
it's an argument. You still remain our lawyer. You still remain our lawyer.
No, you say lawyer,
For now, you still remain our lawyer. But for the future. So we have to
You
look
know
for
what
the future.
you know me. Let me say this to you. What are you saying? What are you saying?
Okay,
Listen,
what we are
you
saying,
don't need lawyers.
we are looking.
Lawyers say the day you do not
Look at, we have
Do
two
not.
statements on ground. You
Do
are
not.
putting it in one.
do not.
I said
I'm not advising.
I
I'm
said-
giving you legal advice.
a time.
And advice as a friend. Advice of lawyer that you don't need. The day both of you say, or any human being say it doesn't need the lawyer, is done for, it's finished.
Without
There are two-
committing crime.
That's what I'm saying.
If you don't commit crime, you don't need a lawyer.
But you are.
If I don't have-
you do civil
if I don't-
contracts now, you do business transactions.
I do business
So you
transactions.
need
Yeah,
lawyers to guide you on that.
That's right.
that's right. Yes.
For me, I have not overruled lawyer entirely.
What we are
For now,
even
we're
saying,
talking
do you
about
know
the
that?
future.
Can I
The
say
future.
something, Mr. Charles?
Yes.
Let me say something here. Do you know that if lawyers can come into this space,
Yes.
lawyers can be writing their own smart contract based on their knowledge?
But wait, let me say this.
Do you understand what I mean?
Yes.
Let me say this.
They can be writing smart contract based on the depth of their knowledge, and people will.
Let me-
All you need to do is, okay, you want to do so and so. I will do this thing in smart contracts. That's why I said Smart contract cannot fully replace lawyer.
Cannot, not even fully.
You understand me?
It's
But
like
there are some
I can
things that, okay, for example, now,
cannot.
do you know AI now? If I want to, there's some AI app they are producing right now.
Yes.
If I want to edit or create some pictures,
Yes.
I don't need an artist. The AI just type what I want, and the AI will create
Okay,
it
so
for
are
me.
you saying
I know what
AI
I'm saying. There are some.
has made away with graphic artists totally?
What I'm saying, it has reduced their work to some extent. That's what I'm saying. They may not be out completely. What I'm saying, there are some work a lawyer may do before.
Bros,
The smart contract can do some part of it.
graphic artist and lawyer not be the same thing. Now 7 years I take do university because of us to strike. 7 years. I
understand. The day, do you know that the day I told, do you know the day I told my lawyer that
I used 8
they are developing an AI that will represent people as lawyer in the court. My lawyer spark. I'm telling you,
because you see,
he said it's not possible.
You cannot rule out.
He said it's not. But you know AI, one AI that is developed, it has more knowledge than everybody in the world.
Who is a human being that created the AI?
Yeah, because
the AI is trained.
Within a second,
it's knowledge that's imported into the AI.
You know why? Within a second, AI has access to billions of knowledge at a second.
I understand that.
To release to you. But human being, we need to go and study and make research. But once you ask AI a question, that instant.
I was going to ask you, sir.
Yes.
In the next 100 years, where do you see cryptocurrency? The acceptability, the relevance, and the confidence of people?
In the next 100 years, I think the whole world will have accepted it.
Why do you say so?
Because one, from the time Bitcoin was introduced and now, it's a very short time.
Yes.
And look at how the cryptocurrency space have entered everywhere.
Mm.
And one of the reasons why it's not fully accepted yet is because of government policies.
Yes.
Yeah. If government allow it to flow, man.
For me, right now, asking this question is like asking
globally.
Yes,
not
globally.
Just in Africa, not just globally.
Yes, asking on your question in the next 100 years is just like asking about the internet in the early 2000s. Where do we see the internet in the next 50 years? Where do we see the internet in the next 100 years?
Right.
And if you look at that time frame to this point, you understand the internet years to this time, it's the same year we have, it's the same age with the cryptocurrency. So for me, I won't even be saying the next 100 years. For me, I'll be saying in the next 20, 30 years. You understand? Cryptocurrency will be the digital currency of the world. But notwithstanding, let's go into the future of lawyers and smart contracts. That's like what we should be talking about right now.
The future of lawyers.
The futures of lawyers.
Where we see lawyers
yes, where we see where we see
lawyers are indispensable.
Okay.
Lawyers are indispensable because we had earlier alluded to certain instances of smart contracts failing, e.g. Sam Bankman-Fried. You understand? There is no way. Nothing that is made by a man, it's a man-made creation. Do you understand? Smart contracts are man-made creations. You may think that because it is blockchain, because it is virtual, because it is technology can fail you. Technology is man-made. Do you understand what I'm saying? There's no way you would say that in the next 100 years, we may not be alive. Do you understand? But even the value of crypto, it fluctuates. It goes up today, it goes down tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? We may not see where government policies globally would be on crypto in the next 100 years. Now we are seeing conflicts in the Gaza Strip and in Israel. There are persons that are funding Hamas and Hezbollah with crypto.
Yeah.
They are not using raw cash to send them money. They are trying to use a trail that we will not be able to track. Look at the NSAS debacle when it happened in Nigeria 3 years ago. The CBN at the time said that certain persons use crypto to fund the protesters. That the idea was to use NSAS to talk with the government and not to protest against police brutality. That was hijacked. So crypto has its pluses and its minuses. We do not know whether in the next 100 years whether crypto would be the main backbone to fund terrorism. There are people that do human trafficking they don't want their monies to be trailed, they use crypto.
Okay,
So it has its plus and minuses. In the next 100 years, we will not be alive. We are being optimistic. Yes, it's a good innovation. Yes, it's a plus. It's a super thing, super ideology, super invention, blockchain technology, etc. Whatever has its good side has its bad side.
Sure.
That's what I'm saying. So then again, I was trying to talk about culture, acceptability. There are regions in the world, e.g., the Middle East, that are slow in accepting Western technology. Saudi Arabia, Oman, Bahrain, Yemen, Qatar. Qatar is even forward thinking like Dubai. That's what I'm saying. But there are countries in the Middle East where they vet everything carefully to be sure that it will not go against their Islamic tenets and principles. I'm not attacking Islam. You know, Islam is good, it's a religion of peace. That's what I'm saying. But where, for example, Islam, it is a taboo to put interest on money in Islam. Say you borrow me money now.
Mm.
That's what I'm saying. That's why you have banks like Taj Bank and Jaiz Bank in Islamic banking. They don't put interest on loans. Yes, sir. So when they see that okay, crypto is a good technology, blockchain is a good technology, let us study it. But the minute they see a boundary that doesn't accept, that doesn't tally with their customs, their religion, their beliefs and practices, we're talking about a whole region here, Middle East, it's like 15, 20 countries that are guided strictly by Sharia law. Where they do not act, so the acceptability themselves, they are still very, very skeptical.
Okay.
So they're saying global acceptance. You must note that such countries too are part of this globe we are talking about now.
Yes, Barrister Falabi, can I cut you
in the
for
next 100 years?
Yeah, I think with this you've made your point.
Yes.
But
you are cutting me off.
Yes, I would have to cut you off.
I have your time.
Yes,
patience.
yes, I will have to cut you. I have to cut you off at this time because why would I cut you off at this time? You've mentioned some things that drew my attention. First, you mentioned terrorism.
Yes.
For the fact that we've been using fiat currencies are being still funded by cash, by fiat currency.
I'm not saying they don't use dollar and
yes,
pounds
hold on, please. For the fact that we are using fiat currency, those things are being funded.
Yes.
That's right. Then secondly, we were talking about Gaza and Israel, their war right now.
There are people that are supporting Hamas and Hezbollah, but they're not using cash.
Yes.
You cannot rule out the use of crypto.
Yes, on that.
You cannot rule it out.
There has been cryptos that has been seized, cryptos belonging to the Hamas terrorist group that has been seized by the government from Binance. That brings regulation. You understand? So we will not overrule.
You can track it, Abi.
Yes, you can track it. Yes, blockchain allows you to track it. You see, blockchain allows you to track
and anybody can even track it.
There are regulations, there are government regulations that will control these things in the future. You get me? So when it comes to smart contract, you understand? It's a welcome technology. It's something I welcome very much. It's something I believe in so much that will work. You understand? Do a better work for me than a lawyer in the future. That's my own view. That's my own view. That's my own opinion of seeing the smart contract and the lawyer in the future, which is my own belief. So with this, when you also talk about religion, talk about countries in the Middle East and the rest of them, they are embracing smart contract. They are embracing these technologies. Yes, they are embracing this technology more than we in Africa.
Some of them, yes, the advanced ones.
Yes.
Qatar, Dubai.
Gradually it will spread. As long as one or two accepted it, the others will start accepting it.
That's right.
The acceptance may be slow. You understand me? May be slow, but everybody will get to that point.
Do you know that it has taken more than 100 years of protest of women in Saudi Arabia to allow women to drive?
Yes, but they are driving right now.
Yes,
because of religion.
It's just because last year that this crown prince said, we can now allow women.
In fact, this prince
100 years of protest, consistent protest by women, that they should allow them drive. So when I say 100 years, you may look at it as 100 years. It's a long time. It's a century. You understand? But progress in some parts of the world are slow. Look at Somalia, for example. There's no peace there. There's been no peace there more than 70 years. Are they going to be thinking about crypto? Look at Congo. There's been no peace there. No peace there. Are they thinking about crypto? So circumstances differ. There are factors you look at: economic stability, conflict, religion, culture. You understand? Economy.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So by and large, I'm not against crypto or smart contracts or blockchain. I'm for it 101%. You
Yes.
understand? But I'm just saying that there are exceptions to the rule wherein, globally, the acceptance will not be like that. This wallets, this Binance, exchanges, etc.
Yes, exchanges.
Now, human beings, they use them too now.
Yes, that's right.
Some bank are free that diverted and misused.
Okay,
People
I don't want
trusted
to.
to
I
him.
don't want us to divert
No, I'm
into
just
that.
saying.
So as for me,
Yes,
smart contract,
yes,
in fact, it has come to stay.
yes,
Then in the place of lawyer,
yes.
what I'm saying is not going to fully represent lawyer, because a smart contract, there's a human
To replace, yes.
to replace rather
That's right.
to replace lawyer
Can
completely.
never.
It will, the reason being that a smart contract
Yes.
we can only one
Yes.
will be written by human beings.
Yes.
So what I see that may happen in the future,
Yes.
lawyers will use their knowledge to start writing smart contract according to their knowledge.
That's right.
That's what I see that will be happening.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
so if that is going on, it means the smart contract cannot, because the smart contract itself cannot write a law on its own. Somebody have to write it.
That's right.
So a lawyer can be in that position to be writing smart contract according to laws.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I said the smart contract cannot fully replace
Lawyer.
smart lawyers. Sorry.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Barrister Folabi, I don't know if you have anything to put further before we jump into conclusion.
Well, before we conclude, I would like to thank Charles and Frankie for having me on this forum. I've been able to vent and have the opportunity to share knowledge and impact. Though I'm bitter that this thing is coming to a close, I have not vented enough and expressed my view. I've been outsmarted. You will allow me bring another lawyer to this. At a later date, I'll bring another lawyer.
We appreciate
you
that.
have numbered me.
Yes.
But I believe I won this argument. But it was not a debate per se, a partial debate, and also the goal is to educate
people,
the
masses,
followers, the masses.
That's right. That's right.
So we love you, the masses. I love you both.
Yes.
Thank
but lawyers were the people to follow.
Yes.
They are indispensable.
Yes.
My father told me, don't lie to two people, your doctor and your lawyer.
Yes.
Your doctor to know your health condition, your lawyer, if you still tell him I stole, and he will get you out of it.
Yes.
Lawyers, people say we are liars, we are not. We just use facts to prove the position.
Yes.
The notion.
Beyond.
We are indispensable.
That's
so thank you very much for the opportunity to speak here. My position remains that lawyers are indispensable. Lawyers can never remain. Smart contracts will never replace lawyers in the future. But going forward, I believe that your channel is doing a good job.
Okay.
I commend you both.
Thank you so much.
And I urge followers watching to always stay tuned for enlightening gist from this YouTube.
Okay, thank you guys for coming. And for our subscribers, I hope you've learned something from this points. And if you have anything to say about smart contract and lawyer, you can put it in our comment below. We would like you to comment, like, subscribe, and share for more.